Hello, lovely ladies. Let me just adjust my phone. Good evening and welcome to day 2 of the ultimate fat. I can't say it this evening. The 5-day fat loss fiesta. And as you can see, where I am down by the coast, despite the fact it's been a boiling hot day, I'm actually a little bit chilly. So I've got my bundlies on tonight to keep me nice and warm whilst I'm talking to you guys. So yesterday, day 1, go back and check that video first if you missed it. So don't worry about this one. Facebook's going to post this video up for you guys once I'm done. Scroll back down through the group and find the day 1 video. Watch that one first and then come in here and watch day 2. If you've seen day 1, here's day 2. Day 2, tonight all I'm going to talk about, the one topic out of the 4 things I mentioned to you guys last night for losing weight, is going to be how to switch off your fat storing hormones and instantly switch back on your fat burning hormones. Who's here? Petra's here. Hi Petra. So last night I talked about the 4 stages that you go through in order for your body to lose fat, and step 1, the one we're going to do tonight, switching on your fat burning hormones, and tomorrow it's going to be your fat burning machine, your liver is primed and ready for action. Then step 3, raising your metabolism with food, and step 4, building your body through workouts to make sure that you can permanently keep your body fat at a level that you want. So step 1 tonight, how to switch off your fat storing hormones. I'll say hi to Carol as well. Hello my dear. So this is going to be a bit of a roundabout story. There's lots of different bits to this, but this is step 1 because it's the most important step. If you don't get this right, if you don't switch off your fat storing hormones, it doesn't matter what else you do, your body's not going to be releasing from its fat stores. So although you may lose weight, you're going to be losing just general weight as we discussed in the previous video, and you're still going to wind up with a body that you may feel is still a bit wobbly, a bit squidgy, a bit bulgy in the wrong places. So you have to get your body out of fat storing mode and into fat releasing mode. Now these 2 things, the storing mode and the releasing mode, they're quite cool because you have fat storing on one side and fat releasing on the other, but there's nothing in the middle. So if one is on, the other one is off, and if that one goes off, the other one goes on. So it's a nice instant switch. You can't be in both at the same time, and you can't be in neither. So if you just get one half of this equation correct, then instantly the other half is also solved. So all we're going to focus on tonight is shutting off the fat storing hormones. And for those of you that like the sciencey stuff, your fat storing hormone is insulin. And hormones are basically just chemical messages that flow around your body, and they tell your body to do certain things. And they're really kind of cool because hormones control everything you do. You don't get hungry without a hormone. You don't wake up in the morning without a hormone. You don't fall asleep. So hormones are everywhere, and it's no big thing. They're always up, they're always down, they're always busy, they're always doing stuff. And the one that we just want to make sure isn't doing anything we don't want it to do is our insulin levels, our fat storing hormone. So lock that little bit of information in your brain, and I'm going to start the story. We're going to go round about the houses and come all the way around as to how to switch that off. Okay, so when you eat food, when food goes into your mouth, you get 2 things from it. First of all is the energy, the calories, so that's cool. But everything that you eat has a secondary effect on your body. So for example, that's whether it's giving you vitamins, fiber, all kinds of different things. So everything we put in our body has an effect on us. And we know the main food groups, protein, fat and carbohydrate. And for tonight, all we need to think about is carbohydrates, because your fat storing and fat releasing hormones work on carbohydrates, which is why carbohydrates got such a bit of a bad reputation, because they really control this weight loss and weight gain thing. Fat doesn't whatsoever, and eating bundle loads of protein also won't help if you don't have your carbs in hand. So when we eat food, I want you to imagine you're eating the food, and now all I want you to imagine is that you're just eating carbohydrates for the sake of this imaginary journey. So the carbohydrates go in, they go to your stomach and they get digested and they get broken down into glucose, which I'm going to call from now on sugar, so that I don't get tongue-tied as I describe this. They get broken down into sugar, and then so that sugar can go around your body and give you energy for your brain, for your muscles, and a little bit of a backup store in your liver. It heads into your blood, and this is where it becomes as blood sugar. So most of you are starting to see the insulin connection now, because if you've ever seen anything on diabetes, or if you've known someone that has it, they're always constantly measuring their blood sugar and working out whether insulin's too high or too low and going that way. So the sugar from your digested carbohydrates goes into your blood, and this is where the fat storing and fat releasing hormones start to do their tasks. Most times you're going to have normal blood sugar. So that's normal. You're feeling kind of okay. You're not jittery. You're not hungry. You're not shaky. You're just kind of okay. Now, when we eat a lot of carbs in one go, we push a lot of sugar into our blood in one go, and this is not cool. The body doesn't like it whatsoever, so it acts really quickly to try and take your sugar level back down to normal. It doesn't like high. If there's too many carbs, too much sugar, too quickly, it's got to get the blood sugar down. And in order to do this, this is when it releases the insulin. And what the insulin does at this point is it clears the excess blood out of your sugar. Clears the excess sugar out of your blood. See, I told you I'd get tongue-tied tonight. It gets rid of that excess sugar and returns the levels back to normal. So you feel good, equilibrium is restored, and your body thinks everything is cool. However, when you step on the scales next time, or when next time you try and do up your jeans, you might feel that maybe something isn't quite as cool as you thought. And the reason for this is that the sugar that was taken out of your blood has now been taken and stored in your body's energy bank, which is my groovy and nice way of saying it's now been stored as fat. Fat is where your body stores its excess energy. It's like its bank for the days when you starve, or you get bad at hunting, or there's a famine or something. It likes to have fat. It does not see a problem here, because back in the old days when you guys had to forage and get berries and stuff, the chances of you getting seriously overweight were really, really small. And when the winter came and so on, you needed a little bit of fat to kind of keep you going. So we have a process there where we keep ourselves safe and healthy by keeping our blood sugar normal. But the offshoot of that is if you're having to do that because you've eaten too many carbs, the excess carbs that you're having are going to be stored as fat, and it's almost instantaneous. And it's not a huge thing. If you imagine, if you overeat, your body may only get 10, 20 grams and store that away somewhere. But over time, this starts to add up. Even if you're on low calories, if all of those calories are carbs and all of those calories come in one big hit, still going to be switched off to your fat stores, because you'll have switched your fat storing hormone on. Now, before I go any further, hopefully everyone's following me right now. Remember, you can ask any questions that you have to ask. Just type them in the comments down here. They come up for me maybe a couple of seconds after you've typed them, and then there's a couple of seconds for my brain to engage and have a look. But any questions, I'll answer them as we go. So I'm not anti-carbs, and I'm pointing this out right now at this point because everything that I just explained about having too many carbs makes it sound like carbs are properly evil. And carbs are not evil. Carbs are fantastic. If you think protein is everything that moves and flies and things that come from that, so that's your eggs and your chicken and your fish and your meat, which I know is also chicken. And if you think about your fats, you've got your oils, your peanuts, and your saturated fats. Everything that's not included in that is a carb. And that means that carbs include things like vegetables for your enzymes and your fibers and your minerals. And then they've got your fruit for your vitamins and other essential stuff like antioxidants. So we need carbohydrates. We absolutely can't do without them. So going on a carb-free or a really low-carb diet is really something very mean that you could do to yourself, because your energy will be low, but also you're going to be depriving your body of things that it really needs to keep you healthy. And healthy isn't just about not going to the doctor. Healthy is about having loads and loads of energy to do stuff, feeling good, feeling bright, feeling clear, having nice skin, bright eyes, shiny hair, the whole lot. So we need to have carbs. So I've now got us to the point where you're thinking, hang on, Joe, on the one hand, you said these carbs are going to make me fat. And on the other hand, you said, I need to have these carbs. That's exactly right. Michelle is here. Hi, Michelle. And Sneha, hello, hun. So what we want to do is not get rid of the carbs. This will be bad because although we can have high blood sugar, we're aiming for normal. We're not aiming for low blood sugar. Low blood sugar is going to be crazy, crazy bad. So in order to have normal blood sugar, all you have to do is start measuring your carbs. And then after a while, you can stop being OCD about it because you'll get a mental picture of how much portion size is. And all you need to know right now is how much is a portion size. So in one setting, you want 25 to 30 grams of carbs. 25 to 30 grams. And you'll know how much of a portion this is because the lovely companies that make our food print out the labels, and on the back of the label you'll see nutritional info. And one of the first things after calories is you're going to see how much carbohydrate is in either a portion or per 100 grams. And if they're being really nice and lovely and helpful to us, they're going to put both in. So you just read the back of the packet, work out how much of it's going to give you that 30 grams of carbs, get it out, have a look at it, make a mental note of how much that looked like, and you're done. That's literally all you have to do. Just check when you're sticking your carbs on your plate, is this 30 grams worth or under or more? And if it's 30 or if it's under, your fat storing hormones will not switch on. You will not push your blood sugar to high. Your body will not try and clear that sugar out. It will not release the insulin and it will not release your fat storing hormone. And if you remember from the beginning of this video, the fat storing hormone is on, your fat burning hormone is off. But as soon as this one goes off, the other one comes on. So provided you're working within that little range of carbs, you're in fat burning mode. Your body is happily releasing your fat stores, and all you have to do from there is burn them off, which is going to be the video and the video and the video after this one. So I'm not covering that tonight because this stage is so important. It's got to sink in by itself. You want to make sure that per portion, so this isn't per day, per portion, 25 to 30 grams of carbs, check the back of the packet, stick that on your plate. Now you can do this 6 times a day. You could have 3 meals and 3 snacks, and as long as you've got 2 to 3 hours between so you've actually digested the food, so it's all gone through and it's done the blood sugar thing and you've used up and you've done your bouncing and your normal stuff. So it's not just per meal. So over a day, you're going to be looking at having between 150 to maybe 180 grams of carbs. That's quite a lot. Most people find that within the 30 gram serving, if you're not buying one of the thick sliced big loaves of bread, you can get 2 slices out of that. So that's like a sandwich 6 times a day, and you're not overloading your carbs and you're staying in fat burning mode. So carbs are not the devil, they are the key. Have I got a question here? Carol, so if veg is carbs, do we count that too, or only stodgy carbs are counted? Depends how serious you want to get, Carol. And I would say for now, don't get serious because it all becomes quite a bit of a faff. And you'll get 99.9% of the results without the faff. It's only once you've reached the last bit and you've got like a gram of fat that's holding on that you'll ever need to measure broccoli. And this is why. If I took a whole 1 kilo bag of broccoli, it's probably going to have in it maybe 15 grams of carbs. And I ain't eating a whole bag of broccoli in one session. So if you take out about 4 or 5 bits, you've maybe got a gram or 2 of carbs there. That's not worth counting. So when it comes to your green veggies and things which are more water and more fibre than any kind of carb in them whatsoever, shove them on your plate. Absolutely shove them on your plate. It really is when you come to your stodgier carbs and your dry carbs that they become quite carb dense and you have to watch portion sizes. So that is things like potatoes and your sweet potatoes and your root vegetables. And it's also pasta, wheat, things made of flour, things like that. And these are what I refer to as the dry carbs or the white carbs. Anything that's kind of white or dry, these are the things you want to make a priority to measure. If it's kind of squishy, wet, looks very much like a plant, you don't have to be so hard on yourself with them. But for the things that are real stodge balls, this is where it really counts. All right, how are we doing? Have I got any more questions? Okay, gang, so let's have a quick recap. Heading back from day one. Day one, I talked about how you want to lose fat, not weight. Fat, not weight. Oh, what's that on there? Faffing is crap, so veg is good. Yeah, that is how I should have put it. That's it in a nutshell. You've taken everything I've said and you've put it in one sentence. Perfect, yeah. Faffing, no good. You don't want to be faffing around with weighing broccoli. Eat as much broccoli as you like. Vegetables are awesome, especially green ones. And I'll cover that in 2 days' time, but green vegetables are... And also from day one, yeah. So fat loss, not weight loss, and chuck your scales away. And the second thing that I wanted you to do from day one was to stop fussing about things about your body that you don't like. So instead of keeping photos on your phone that you can just look at and sit and look at and go, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. Think about the idea of going on a diet, starting up your fitness plan, as something that's going to be about the potential of you, an exciting, awesome thing that you're doing for yourself, not as a punishment for everything that you ate last week, but kind of as a celebration or an exploration of where you could be. So when you have that I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat photo, or you have those moments where you're standing in front of the mirror, pushing stuff out, grabbing bits, delete those photos. And if you need to, cover up the mirror. You do not want to be in that mindset. And then from there we got to today for step one of the 4 steps of the ultimate fat loss strategy. And today I talked about switching off your fat loss hormone, which is all about keeping your blood sugar level normal, which means you don't want too much blood sugar at one time, and your blood sugar only goes high if your carbs are too high. And to keep your carbs not high, 25 to 30 grams of carbs per serving. Check the back of your packets. Make sure that you look when you do it, so once you've got your portion out, you can look at it and you can recognize it by sight, so that you don't have to keep going back and rechecking the packet every time you make stuff. And you have got step 1 in the bag. You will be in fat burning state. You will not be gaining any more fat. It's going to be awesome. And the rest of it is really just icing on the cake. All right, guys, a quick check for more questions. I must say hi to Julia. She's here. Sweet potato is the devil food, remember. Sweet potato. It's so healthy for you. It's lower GI than white potatoes, and it has the kinds of good stuff in it like beta carotene, but it's only slightly less calorie dense than a white potato, so you guys do have to measure it. But I can tell you from sight what a portion of a sweet potato is. Take a look at my fist. I'll hold my fist next to my head so that you can get some proportion here, because nobody really knows how big my tiny little hands are. But that right there, that's the size of a portion of sweet potato, like that. And I can't really do anything else because it's all like pouring stuff and things that I know. But for sweet potato, I can do that with my head. That's a sweet potato. That's your portion right there. It does. It tastes lovely, and you can roast it and you can do stuff with it. And Elaine, hello, darling. I love sweet potato. I don't even need cheese on it. Sweet potatoes. Chop them up. Get your bit of sweet potato like this. Cut it into thin little chips. Put them on a baking tray, a little bit of olive oil, put some garlic on it, sprinkle over some dried rosemary, black pepper, in the oven, chips. And they are the bomb. They are the absolute bomb. And that makes your 30 grams of carbs from your sweet potato go for miles. It's absolutely awesome. Lane's giving me a smile. Right, guys, who can think of any questions from this evening? All right, countdown time. 10, in case you're typing, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, we're done. Okay, so watch your carbs, make sure you got them under control. You will be in fat burning mode, and this is where we want us to be. It's the start of the ultimate fat loss strategy, and this has been day 2 of the 5-day fat loss fiesta. I see the tongue tiredness has gone. just as I'm about to stop. Carol still hates carrots. That's alright, Carol. There is no reason why you need to eat carrots. You can get the stuff from the sweet potato that you can get from the carrots. Alright guys, if you're watching this on replay, I can still pick up your comments and I can still reply to your questions. So keep typing in your comments. I'm still going to see them. Facebook, the little darling that it is going to let me know. Have a good evening. I will see you here tomorrow night. Same time, same place. And tomorrow, we're looking at getting your fat burning machine up into high gear. See you then, guys. Good night.